Marvel does manga. Well, sort of. Most certainly does cats. Well, not cats, a flurkin. It's Marvel Meow. Greetings, comic lovers, and welcome back to Casually Comics, the channel where we chat all things comics, from reviews of comics new and old to history to anecdotes, really wherever our whims take us. This is Marvel Meow by Now Fuji, and I want to talk about it. Full disclosure, Viz did send this to me. They didn't ask me to do anything with it. They was like, do what you will with it. And I decided after reading it that I wanted to talk about it. Because, well, there's a bit more to it than meets the eye. More history, rather. And the way it's been marketed has fascinated me. I'm Sasha, do the YouTube things. Like, subscribe. Yes, those are the things. Now, if you're following the never-ending stream of comic book news press releases, sometimes news in quotation marks, then you may have heard that Marvel partnered with Viz Media. This to bring some Marvel manga to North America and other places. This announcement came in April of 2021. Now, the leads were that they were bringing the popular manga Deadpool Samurai over, but also that we were gonna get Marvel Meow. And if you read that, you'd be like, one of these things is not like the other. The press release kind of makes it sound like this book sprung out of nowhere. It doesn't mention that it has roots back in 2019. Maybe because they don't want to be associated with the Captain Marvel movie at this point. They just want to divorce from it. They're like, don't talk about it, it's just cats. But that was the year that a lot of the comics that are in this were released. And that's what it's tied to. This book is a collection of comic strips that were originally shared on Marvel's Instagram around the time of Captain Marvel's release. They're about Carol Danvers' pet cat Chewie's mission to annoy the Marvel universe and the characters within it. Not really annoy, but just be a cat, and sometimes that can be annoying. They are very light and very fluffy, perhaps too light and fluffy for some. Now, if you go back to the 2019 press releases, which I did, you'll see that they were trying very hard to tie it into the movie, to the point that they were calling the cat Goose, because there was a name change when it went from going to comics to movie, because in the comics, the cat is Chewie, named after Chewbacca, and in the movies it was Goose. Now, Chewie is actually not a cat, but a flurkin, which looks exactly like a cat, convenient for the most part, except for a couple of features, such as the pocket dimension inside of their bodies, as well as tentacles that can come out of their mouths and the eggs that they later reproduce. Chewie first debuted in giant-sized Ms. Marvel #1 in 2006, but wasn't named until Ms. Marvel issue 5 a few months later. Now, if you're like me, you may be wondering, why did they change the name of the cat? Doesn't Disney own both Marvel and Star Wars? Why was this name change necessary? And it turns out it was purely for a Top Gun kind of tie-in or reference. They felt that the cat's name didn't match enough with her Air Force background, and so they wanted a Top Gun reference. I found a quote. It's pretty dry, but I'm gonna read it anyway because I can't stop. I will always read a quote. The director of the film adaptation wanted to tie the flurkin's name to Danvers' past as an Air Force pilot, and changed his moniker to Goose, the name of the character played by Anthony Edwards in the film Top Gun. I get it, but it also caused confusion, completely unnecessary confusion. I remember at the time people were asking why they changed the name. There were huge conspiracy theories about maybe secret rights weren't owned, or maybe there was secret Star Wars infighting. It caused a whole thing. All for a nod to Top Gun. I hope it was worth it. Just right into the danger zone. The press releases for this had puns that were hurting even me. Get prepared for Marvel Meow variant covers on 6 upcoming comics. So the Marvel Meow comic strips were drawn by Now Fuji. Now, the artist of this is a Japanese artist whose portfolio was seen by Marvel in 2016 at Tokyo Comic Con, and she ended up tapped to do these cute tie-ins, which also became variant covers as mentioned, and then there was one that was shared as an adventure in Black Cat #1. So they were kind of trying to make it a thing, testing out something. I'm not entirely able to glean what. If it was just an attempt at some kind of manga style stuff, or what they were hoping to achieve, or just fan engagement and positive interaction. So let's take a look at some of these strips and show you what you're in for or what you missed. Also, now the recent press releases, the 2021 ones, say Chewie. Just forget about it. Never Goose. Goose never happened. Now the attempt is there to link it to manga, and of course that's already happening with the art. You see this on the back too. Ooh. Art. So the originals when posted on Instagram were 9x9 panel format, and you get those in here and some more. I'm not sure how many are new. I wasn't keeping track of everything happening on Marvel's Insta in 2019. I'm still not in 2021. Don't have time for the social medias. There's so many, it's too fast. But there do seem to be some new ones in here. The press releases are very vague. I need more info. I am very nosy. Please tell me more details. Now, these are pretty much what you'd expect. They're Chewie causing havoc. The top of the pages indicate which hero is being focused on, and if they're MCU characters, they're going to be more designed in that style. Here we have Iron Man trying to upgrade his tech, but there's a cat on his keyboard and notes. Womp womp. The struggle is real. So he makes an iron cat suit. Loki chilling on a couch next to Chewie tries to hide from Thor by becoming a snake, but Chewie attacks him. Cover blown. Thor is kind of scary in this panel. Glowing red dog eyes. Now, you also get a glossary in here. Let me just flip to it. You get some live flipping, page-turning action, ASMR. Page-turning ASMR. It's a page turner. So you can see here that there is a glossary. The glossary in this book tells you which hero is on which page and has a brief description of them. I do like the Wolverine one, it's cute, where it seems like the cat is really bothering him only for them to become besties once they get outside. The X-Men tale is the most continuous and connected. Like, we see Logan drop the cat off and then it gets possessed by the Phoenix Force and everyone's chasing it around the mansion. I got really hung up on this panel of Magneto flying Xavier back to the mansion. Where were they? What were they doing? I need answers. Okay, look at this spread. Not everyone here is named, so if you know who everybody is, it's fun. But if not, it's just look at all these cute mutants, I guess. Also, seriously, where were they? There's cake and a banner. Is it just a welcome back? My imagination is running wild. Now, this next one we're gonna look at is a huge part of why I wanted to talk about this. We go from the Silver Surfer to Galacta, daughter of Galactus. The serendipity. We just recently talked about Galacta. We talked about her origin in 2009 and that one proper appearance she got in 2010. And now she's back in print in 2021. So random. I think also in that video when I did, some people thought she came out recently because some of the comments were, well, they made it sound like she came out last week. But she's back in Marvel Meow. This panel of her and the Surfer hanging out with the cat. Side note, I know I've been calling it the cat this entire time, but it looks like a cat. I'm not gonna call it the Flurkin. If I say Flurkin too much, I just feel like I'm turning into the Swedish chef. This panel is gonna fuel the people who were asking on that Galacta video I did if Galactus would let the Silver Surfer date his daughter. Now you have more fuel to ponder that question. Would it happen? The Daredevil one is noteworthy because the effect they used for Matt's vision was interesting. Now, all in all with this, you get 72 pages. If you count all the little back pages which have some doodles on them, just as you're finishing it off. It's a doodle. Overall, I think you could define this book with a word that I've said far too many times in this video. It's my word of the video. Cute. It's lighthearted and you get what it promised you, which is Chewie going around dealing with pretty much every Marvel hero. You even get to deal with some villains. I mean, Moon Knight is in here in the hero category. We have Carnage in here for villains, Taskmaster. The thing is, as you can probably glean by the length of this video and just watching me flip through it, is that it is a very quick read. There is very little dialogue, and if you're not a person who likes to pore over images and look for little Easter eggs, or a person who just reads things methodically, even if they are purely image-based, then this is just gonna fly by. You could do this in maybe 10-15 minutes. But if you do like that, then this will be a treasure trove. You also need to be a fan of the artist or the art style, for this is more of an art book. So those are factors in the way you need to enjoy something to get some repeat value out of it. Because in physical form, let me tell you, this is not exactly cheap. I'm Canadian, so that means that I get to pay $20. In America, it's 15, and in the UK, because we have that here, it's 11 pounds. Digitally, it's a bit cheaper at $10. However, with a book like this, I think there is more enjoyment to potentially be derived from flipping through it and seeing the images unfold in that way. Although, of course, mileage varies. But it feels kind of like a relaxing with a cup of coffee or tea, sitting on the couch, looking at it. In fact, my husband, after picking it up and flipping through it, asked me where I got the coffee table book from. He said this would be great if you had an office. The shade. Why must I live in the darkness? But he's not wrong. This is huge coffee table book vibes. It also has casual gift vibe. Actually, it has big gift energy. Like you have a friend who you know likes Marvel or manga and you see this and you go, yes, this is a thing for that friend. I can see some people really enjoying getting this as a gift. It really is a question as to whether or not you think you're getting enough for how much you're paying. You just have to weigh it for yourself. Like, how much are you willing to spend and how much are you gonna get out of it? It's up to you. You'll know pretty quickly whether it's for you or not. It can be enjoyed by more casual or more intense fans, but if you're looking for something that, say, adheres to canon or has great depth or plot, then this probably isn't what you're looking for, and you may find it frustrating or be confused as to what exactly it's going for. If that's the case, you may want to wait for Deadpool Samurai, which is more manga and less art book. What do you think? Is this something you would like? Would you give this as a gift? Are you a fan of Marvel and the manga art style, like proper manga too, not that mangaverse thing that happened? Remember the mangaverse? What Marvel property would you like to see given the manga treatment? Spider-Gwen vlogging her way across Japan. Actually, that sounds more like something Gwenpool would do. Gwenpool vlogging her way across Japan. Pitched. Tell me things down below. While you're down there, please do all the YouTube things. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so that you never miss a vid. Thanks so much for taking this time today spent discussing comics with me. I always appreciate it. I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
You